Hello, you just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. We're currently tying up phone lines and burning through cell minutes to get you closer to the guys on top of the boxes and over the wall down on pit road. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Sammi Joe Francis and Rocko Williams.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call. We're here for another week, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. We'll be your lovely host and hostess. I'm Sammi Joe Francis.
And I'm Rocko Williams.
And we are joined by, we'll call him an OG.
Yeah, he's definitely the OG, the man amongst men, the mountain of men. Everyone knows who this guy is.
Jeff Clark.
Jeff Clark.
Round of applause.
Slow clap, slow clap. Thank you for being on the show today, Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Rocko. Thank you. Thank you very much for welcome.
Okay, so let me make sure I read this correctly. You are the Executive Vice President of NASCAR Business of RoushYates Engine.
Yes, I am. Very proud to be there.
Do every year you're there, they just add another word to your title?
It seems that way. I think if you've earned enough scars in the industry or enough experience, as we say, you are stepping up for the job, and we'll create a title that's real fancy for customer service.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And he's been around
the best customer service,
long time, you know, so it's great when you have, as he says, customer service, but with a face that is easily recognizable and well respected amongst the track, because you're at all the racetracks as well. So
yes, sir, and thank you. Yes, we've got a great program there, obviously representing the Ford manufactured representation of engines in NASCAR. Compete against the other two manufacturers there. Doug Yates is our CEO, a great program. Almost 200 employees,
Wow.
and very proud to be a representative of the company and here today with everyone here at MRN.
The reason why he's here,
so nice.
That's all great and everything, but not only that, I mean, this man was the beast mode Jackman of his time back in the day.
Wait, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, okay? We have the entire show to
beast mode Jackman.
To delve into this, because just from what you were saying off camera, you have been around the track, and not just around. But you have been in NASCAR for a very long time.
Which is so excited why I want you to see this video that we have coming up, and just to preface you, it's just it's a video of younger athletes aspiring to be guys like you. Well, okay, they were recruited and brought in.
So are they training, or are they on teams currently?
They're training. They're about a month in, and then they were 2 months in to be exact, and they've been training very, very hard. NASCAR Drive for Diversity recruits these guys from all across the nation. They bring them in, and they try to teach them the skills necessary to eventually be hired on one of the top-tier Cup teams.
Yes.
And so I'm sure you're familiar with that process.
Awesome program. Very big supporter of it. I watch, I pay attention. These kids today are phenomenal athletes, and once they learn the skills, they are competitors on pit road.
So back in the day, and I'm not saying you're small by any means, because I'm very tiny, but you said back in the day, Rocko would see you and be like, oh my God, he's intimidating because he's just jacked. And now you said today's guys are like, they're all huge.
It's the standard. It is the standard. Myself, Papa Thassaneo was one of the early guys that was a big guy as well.
Who was on the show last week.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With the short red shorts.
Got the veterans crew in here.
Yes.
Yes, and those guys, myself and a lot of the people that have been in the sport, the early stages was not as organized, so there wasn't as much training and physical fitness.
Right.
And we brought a lot of that to the sport from college sports that we played, tried to improve, and it's come a long way.
You think it's a completely different game now?
Oh, it is. It is truly a professional sport. When you don't have the skills to go beyond basketball, football, or baseball from a college level, NASCAR was a great home. It gave you the competition, the team camaraderie, and put the platform out there for everybody to keep competing.
And to stay in shape.
Yes, absolutely.
And today it is a standard to see kids that have been NFL prospects, Major League Baseball prospects, NBA prospects that are now in our sport following your footsteps. You were one of those kids too.
I was. Which is why I'm so excited for the process that we're making with Drive for Diversity program, and not just our program, but the other teams and their recruiting programs and training facilities that they're doing with these young guys. And we had the pleasure of Chip Ganassi Racing invited the NASCAR Drive for Diversity athletes, the younger guys. They were feeling very good about themselves and progressing very, very well.
They needed some humble pie. Did you bake them some?
It's not just humble pie, but they learned so much.
Yeah.
It's invaluable being able to watch veterans do things that they're trying to train to do. And it was
So were they watching
a
or
great
competing?
experience. A little bit of both.
Oh.
The smart ones were watching and competing, but at the same time, they were just learning from each other. It was a fun event, and we have a video. And
It's this week's Slaw Cam.
yes, this week's Slaw Cam, and I can't wait to show it.
Anxious to see it.
Coaching them up out here. Getting the guys right. You know he carries on the 42 car, right? Kyle Larson. Everybody out here is the baller, starters, man. Big time.
Not very good.
Y'all need to start watching these races. You'll see him out there. That's Phil Foster right there. Is that Will? Is this D Will? Is this Will? Man, we got celebrities all out here. We got Yada the captain. Is that really Yada out here?
Oh yeah. Out here getting it done.
I feel privileged, man. Man, Shane and Jonathan, guys. Hey, guys, these are celebrities on pit road. Y'all don't understand. I need to get his autograph at the end of this. Now it's the changes turn. You don't mind, can I ask you your secret? Why are you so good at this?
Oh man, lots of experience, practice, and getting coached by good people.
Lots of experience. Oh, okay, I hear you. Oh, Twinkle Toes.
Okay, now before we get too far from that, what was your main takeaway?
I love the way they break down the film. I love the athleticism and the utility man, the jack man carrying tires now.
Could you tell the difference between the veterans and the trainers?
Absolutely. You can see the guys that had the experience, the dedication, the experience, and the practice. That's what makes a difference.
Yeah. What was your takeaway?
I mean,
you were there in person.
Just being able to see the guys absorb what they were learning, they didn't have to be told. It's just them seeing it, live action. I mean, that's invaluable. You know, it's so hard to replicate what you do at practice at the racetrack. So, I mean, when you see, and then watching your other peers practicing, it's not the same as watching someone who's been doing it for 10 years do it.
Yeah.
Over and over again, you know?
It's a rhythm.
Well, you've got more than 10 years, and we're going to discuss some of those years when we come back with more MRN Crew Call.
In a world where speed reigns supreme, where discipline and danger collide, unpredictability is the one thing you can count on.
Right front tire is down. Oh, they made contact. Several cars involved.
On October 21st, just one hero will triumph. no one knows which hero it will be.
Harvick is there. Harvick around the outside for the lead.
Critics are calling it an unscripted masterpiece. If you see only one epic event this fall, make it this one. Kansas Speedway is the only place you can experience this kind of heart-pounding suspense. Witness a battle where drama lurks at every turn.
Kyle Larson rocketing out of turn number 2, and he'll pass 4 cars in 2 turns.
Coming soon to a track near you. The Hollywood Casino 400 Playoff Elimination Race, only at Kansas Speedway, October 21st. Tickets at kansasSpeedway.com. Rated U for unexpected.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-through coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is quick, efficient, and personal. Unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature espresso drinks, classic coffees, custom-flavored infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. With over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
Thank you for holding. Now back to MRN Crew Call with Rocko and Sammi Joe.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call. I'm Sammi Joe Francis, joined by
The Jeff Clark and Rocko Williams. But
I was going to say you.
Well, you
then
know,
I was going to.
I always wanted to be like Jeff. You know, when you're an early crew member, you see guys like him down pit road. It's like, okay, that's how I need to be.
So we
were fighting down on pit road back then too. So
I am apparently Woody Kane today. Did you see that?
Oh, that's what it said.
Yes.
I do see a resemblance.
Halloween.
Not.
Yeah, no, not at all. But, okay, so we have a tradition on our show, and I know you watch every single week.
As much as I can.
Yes. When you're not busy being Executive Vice President, NASCAR Business of RoushYates Engine, we write some homework on the board. So our homework on the board, I think, is all about you.
Yes, it is. Pretty much for the main part.
So let's go furthest back to Davey Allison.
Yeah.
That was my dad's favorite.
And that was before my time. I really don't know a lot about Davey Allison except for what I read or what I hear. So enlighten me about Davey Allison.
So Davey came into the sport, the son of Bobby Allison. He was a trailblazer.
Okay.
He was one of those young guns, one of the original young guns of the sport that came in, had success right out of the box, and was very humble. He was one of the nicest guys you'd meet. He pumped the team up, even in the worst pit stop or worst wreck. He was very positive.
How important is that?
It's huge. You learn from your mistakes, and if you dwell on them, you can't recover and get better.
So what was a bad pit stop at that time frame? What do you mean? Like, how does that
the average pit stop time would be 18 to 20 seconds. Okay.
Wow.
And there weren't a lot of athletes. You had a lot of guys that had earned a position because they had a role in the shop as a fabricator or a body hanger or some kind of key position that earned them a pit road place. And then as the athletes started coming in, it was real competition. It grew. But an 18 to 20 second stop was really good at those days. The younger guys, myself coming in as a weekend warrior back then.
What's a weekend warrior?
Weekend warriors are people that have regular jobs during the week. I worked for an insurance company that my family was a part of.
Wow.
And then I was an underwriter. And then on the weekends, because of the passion and Robert Yates teaching me how to be a jackman.
Robert Yates personally.
And there's a good story about that where I had to earn it. I had to take the job from him. I had to be faster on the watch. Jake Elder was a crew chief, Davey Allison driver. Joey Knuckles was kind of our assistant crew chief and pit crew coach.
Yeah.
And Robert said, if you want this job, you got to beat me.
Robert Yates.
The Robert Yates. So his son, Doug Yates, and I have been best friends since we were 15 years old.
Yeah.
And knew about the sport through Doug, but this was my first chance. I was actually painting the shop after college to earn some money to pay off some credit cards. Jake Elder pulled me off the ladder and said, come out in the parking lot. We want you to try something.
I wonder why.
Just
you were a small guy. Huh?
Little guy, played high school
Didn't
basketball.
even need a ladder to paint all the walls.
Yeah. So I'm a Charlotte native, played basketball at East Mecklenburg High School. I walked down at UNCW for a year, played basketball there. The home games, I was a player. Travel games, I got to wear nice clothes, look good looking like Rocko here. But anyways, went out in the parking lot and literally jacked the car up, dropped it, timed you around the car to get to the left side. And back then you had 3 tire changers. So the left side lug nuts were off. And the key to the stop was getting to the left side as fast as you could because the tires are free. Fastest man on the left side would win the pit stop. Well, my stride and my speed around the car was fast enough to earn a position. And this was the ultimate test. Robert had worked me real hard, sweating, profusely. He goes, go get a sip of water. And when you come out, you be ready to set your all-time speed. You go as hard as you can go. Well, they sprinkled Speedy Dry out in front of the car. And this is a test. This wasn't just to be mean. So I jack the right side of the car up, I drop it, and I'm going hard. I'm laid over like a water skier in stride. I hit the Speedy Dry, slipped out from under me and landed on my elbow. I bounced up and kept going to the left side. Robert said, you got the job. He said, I was worried that if you hurt yourself, if you'd roll over and play hurt, or would you finish that pit stop? He said, we've got to finish the stop. That's the key. So I learned right there how serious it was, and he patted me on the back and said, your stopwatch is good and you're dedicated. I like you.
And then when your elbow healed.
It was good. It's and you do that. It happens. But that was his test for me, and I passed, and it took a lot more practice. Back to Rocco's question about a bad stop. Back then we had angle iron as a jack post, and the pad of the jack was a round disc. It didn't have the grooves in it to catch the car. And tracks like Pocono, where the asphalt was really soft, spill gas, the jack would sink into the asphalt, and as the arm on the jack come up, the car would slip off, and left side tires off, you drop a car.
That's definitely a bad stop.
A very bad stop on my part was where car came off the jack, and we were leading with Davey at Pocono. You had to pick the car up, as you see on pit road today, jack the car back up, tires on. I think we finished 5th or 6th. But Larry McReynolds had just come on as a crew chief, and we were on a run of wins.
Larry
McReynolds. It was his start as a superstar crew chief with Davey and Robert, great engines, and I just sank. I thought it was the end of the world. I gave the race away, and I was waiting for everybody to say, find a flight home or you can walk home. And Davey was the first one to me. He said, hey, you learn from that and don't ever let it happen again. We got a long road ahead of us.
That's how you lead.
And that was a true leader. He was a champion, and you never forget those days.
Yeah.
I was also the lead of what was the all-pro positions. You had an all-pro team back then. You had a first team, second team, just like the NFL or NBA. And throughout that year, our speeds on pit road, Davey's success in victory lane, and the team, we had, I think, 18 of the 25 positions were Robert Yates employees, from the machinist positions, shop guys. I'd won first position as jackman. Raymond Fox, who's also in the garage today, tire changer. Joey Knuckles, a lot of us were first
We're going to bring that back.
It was fun.
We got to have that back.
Now, looking at how teams have everything for their guys, does it make you think some of these guys could be a little soft or a little more rough around the edges?
I think back then we were, but...
Because you had to be.
Yeah, you had to be, and that's what I gained from your story. Your story made me think about, if that was me, or if that was the guys that I'm helping train now, how would they react to that situation? I think they would react a little bit differently now. What do they call them? What are these kids now called? Millennials or?
Millennials. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
I know, why
had a
you're
name
looking
for
at me.
He used to put kerosene rags around their ankles because he had a different name for people like that.
Oh my gosh!
You
had to be tough.
You had to be tough, and I'll give them credit though. This younger generation is much more fit. They're much more. The nutrition is so big, and they are focused. They are laser focused on what they do, and their times are phenomenal. Give them credit.
And getting better.
They're getting better and better.
Constantly changing the structure of the way it's done, eliminating a crew member, mandating guns. So, I mean, yes, it is evolving, but I am confident that there are few, non-athletes, that could adapt. You had some athletes down there. You guys like yourself were just few and far between back then.
Right.
But, given the right circumstances, I'm pretty confident that you would adapt pretty well if given all the luxuries that these guys are given now when it comes to training and physical fitness. And
they're bougie now.
Yeah, they are bougie. They're bad and bougie.
And they got film to look at. We were going off memory and hoping we saw it right. The film today, where you break down film and you learn from the mistake.
Absolutely.
You don't mentally understand what you do sometimes until you see it. And as film came in and the high-speed film and multiple camera positions, it is
helmet cams everywhere.
You learn so much. You learn so much. So we had to kind of go at it blind, pioneer it.
Yeah.
But again, the speeds are fast. The 16-second stop started getting to be the norm, and then we brought it to 14. It was almost like 2-second jumps.
Yeah.
And then as I exited pit road, 2009 was my last year on pit road. We were down in the 11-second, 12-second bracket, and then they started pulling crew members off. And for those kids to keep those fast times with less and less crew members, as you were saying, it's a testament to the fitness, their training.
How long were you with Davey Ellison?
So I was with Davey from, he passed in 02, so it was 91 I'm sorry, 92 is when he had his accident. So we were there for 3 years. 3 years. Then Ernie came in, and then behind Ernie, Dale Jarrett. We had a lot of tragedy in that team with accidents and injuries. But from Ernie, I'll start with Davey, Ernie, Dale Jarrett, and then I exited for an opportunity to be a part of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated and start the whole Budweiser program with Dale Jr. and started as a jackman and evolved into the gas man there.
I feel like I could just listen to you for forever. But we have to take another break, but more with Jeff Clark, the greatest.
Jeff Clark.
I'm sorry, yes, the Jeff Clark.
The
when we return
Jeff
with
Clark.
more MRN Crew Call.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
Grunt Style. The American fighting spirit is in everything we make. We are 500 patriots and veterans strong, bringing clothing manufacturing back to the United States of America. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We are Grunt Style, and this we'll defend. Get yours at gruntstyle.com.
The race weekend doesn't have to end with the checkered flag. Carry the action over into Monday with MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Log on to MRN.com and join veteran broadcaster Woody Kane and NASCAR spotter Joey Meyer as they review the race weekend and debate the biggest stories of the week ahead. Plus, some of the biggest names in the sport stop by to talk the latest topics. Make Monday your new favorite weekday with MRN Motorsports Monday at noon Eastern or anytime on demand at MRN.com.
Hello. You've reached the Fantasy Hotline. This is Candy. What flavor? Oh, that's the other job. Oh, you've reached MRN Crew Call. Here's Sammi, Joe, and Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires and Grunt Style Apparel. I'm Sammi Jo Francis. That is Rocko Williams.
Absolutely.
And this is the
There you
Jeff
go.
Clark. I got it right this time.
Yeah, you got it right. I want to hear more, Sammi.
Yeah, so do I. Okay, so we're just catching up on all the history, and I don't even think we can cram it all in, but we'll try and do spark notes.
Okay.
All right, so you've gotten up. You took an opportunity with Earnhardt to do Budweiser.
The startup of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, the
Yes.
number 9. When Dale Jr. drove the number 9 and they had the red Budweiser uniforms, that was the team you're referring to.
And it was actually the 8, and then it did turn to
I'm
the
sorry,
9.
not
Casey
8.
brought it to the 9, but no, he was
Absolutely.
on it. So it was Budweiser number 8, and Dale Jr. won 2 back then nationwide championships, which are now Xfinity championships. And then his rookie year was Budweiser, and it was the biggest deal in NASCAR. A lot of pressure, and they put together an all-star team around him. It was the Urie's crew chiefing and car chiefing, and we assembled what we thought was the hottest pit crew back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and I was very lucky to be a part of it, and from the start to its finish.
If you can remember wins, how many wins do you think total you've been a part of? I have the number. I'll see if you can, if you're close.
Last I
Do you have
remember,
enough fingers and toes for that?
it was, I think it was a little more than 40, but I've got 10 Daytona 500 rings.
10.
With 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is interesting. Doug Yates and
That
I
is
have the same
insane.
amount of rings, but different drivers. So I've got one for
Every finger.
10 Daytona 500.
Remember the Michael Jordan picture that
Yeah.
he did with all the
Yeah.
rings? We need to do one with you.
That's right.
Yes, and I've got all my rings, very proud of it. Every one of them you remember like yesterday. But Davey Allison was the first Daytona 500 win, and very, very happy with that all the way through Logano being our last Daytona 500 winner, and hope to get another one soon.
And when did you switch over to Logano?
So, so that was my last year on pit road. DEI was reorganizing. Most of the crew members went to Stuart Haas to start the true Stuart Haas from Haas Racing. And Greg Zipadelli talked to me about being a part of Joey Logano's rookie year. They were making changes as well, and I didn't feel I had a position as a gas man at the Stuart Haas program. So I went with Zippy, and it was Joey Logano's rookie year. Very happy we won a race on fuel mileage.
He
for
was
Joey.
young.
He was.
His rookie year. How
And he
old
got
was
moved up, prematurely.
18?
Yeah, I feel like he was
just 18 to 19.
They had a lot of high expectations. Still doing. I feel like he has.
So they put some veterans with him. They're like, we're going to make.
Yeah.
And we're proud of that. And
Yeah.
Greg Zippadelli, I mean, what a guy in the garage. He's an icon. He's very humble, but he's one of those guys that I relate to very well. And even today, we are teammates in the sense that we provide engines for his teams at Stewart House.
Yeah.
But back then, it put me on a Toyota, which was different because I started my career in Ford,
Yeah.
then Chevy, and then Toyota, and now I'm back home at Ford. So
Right. More comfortable there.
it is. It's my home, my start. Doug Yates, my best friend, and we've been through a lot and grown a lot, and he runs an incredible engine program.
Yeah.
And we're very proud to be a part of what he and his dad built with Jack Roush, their partner. So anyways, back to the pit crew and going from those teams through that whole run of drivers and wins. I couldn't tell you my total win number. I don't know. It's
All right,
it's north of
Rocko, let's hear it.
Well,
Should we drum roll?
I did read you were a part of 96 wins.
Wow.
Total, and then at the time it said 8 Daytona rings, so it probably need to be updated because
Right.
We've got
have
2 more
10.
since then.
Yeah, 2 more since then.
yeah.
So that's just what I've read. I mean,
So basically,
Yeah.
he's become the team in any of these sports that everybody's like, can somebody else win, please?
And the sports changed a lot.
Yep.
So in fairness to other guys that have been with one driver, one team, our engine group, we have a lot of chances to win. My last Daytona 500s with Kurt Busch, and that was the first year of Stewart Haas coming forward. So Joey then to Kurt, those are the last 2 that were added after the number 8 win.
Wow.
So good.
Well, now that we're all caught up to
Yes.
2018,
present day stuff now.
it is playoffs now, and we have a video of a little bit of trouble from our race winner.
First of all, let me just say I was very partial to this video, being that Chase Elliott is one of my favorites, and I don't mind saying that,
Why is he one of your favorites?
He just is. He and Jeff Gordon, they are.
All right,
those are
then.
my boys, So I was very excited that they won.
Yeah.
Second race of the year, very excited for him. But I did have a video just to showcase, and this is how pit crews showcase their championship spirit.
Yes.
And this is why this pit crew is a championship team, because they handle adversity very well. And if we show the video, you'll see that early on, they got caught up in an uncontrolled tire penalty.
Ooh.
And it was tough to gauge off of the video which one it was. They decided that.
So if we can go ahead and play that, and Rocko talk us through it.
This is them winning, absolutely, as you'll see.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, just in case you didn't know, he won. But as you see, early on in the race, thank God this happened earlier, they got caught with the uncontrolled tire, and it was said it was the right front. You tell me.
What?
To me, it looks like the left rear was a
It
bit out of
does,
control as well. But hey, this is one of those subjective penalties now.
The arms reach rule,
Yep.
it's very discretionary at times. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one, and I feel like there were bodies near all those tires. So if you want to say arm's length reach, there's bodies by all of them.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's what I agree with. The rear tire when they collapsed the Jackman. Yeah.
Is that uncontrolled maybe? Because the Jackman collapsed, or what?
And that's what made you think that was the visible penalty. But
Exactly.
I think the distance that the
dangerous.
front changer got away from the tires while they called it.
And this is how they ended up. So when you have things like that happen early on in the race, look at those
Smiles,
guys
man.
now. When you win a race like Dover, it's such a long race, and it was just for Chase Elliott to get a second win. I was very happy for these guys and the pit crew, and I feel like they battled extremely well, persevered.
Yes, sir.
Well, and that is a huge point that we touch on all the time. But when we come back, we'll have more with the Jeff Clark.
The Jeff Clark.
Right after a very, very, very short commercial break.
Chris Crockett, straight from the NASCAR stands, here with another member of our Toyota racing family, Jason.
Hi there.
Oh, you seem impatient.
Oh, well, I've been holding it in for a while.
A while?
Since it started.
The race?
No, the season.
Wow. Guess you don't want to miss any action.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, did you just see Denny Hamlin take the lead?
I haven't taken my eyes off him.
Jason, you don't look so good. Can I offer you some water?
Absolutely not.
NASCAR and Toyota Racing. With a family like this, who knows the places we'll go in the playoffs? Learn more at toyotaracing.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
You're smart, got your own trucking business, making it happen. What if I told you there was a place online where you could connect with other smart owner-operators just like you? It's an online community called Team Run Smart, where people share advice on truck maintenance, fuel savings, healthy habits on the road, and so much more, all to make your business more profitable. And it's all free. Visit teamrunsmart.com today to check it out. You'll be glad you did. teamrunsmart.com, brought to you by Freightliner Trucks.
The roar of motorcycles takes over Daytona International Speedway, October 18th through the 21st, with the return of Biketoberfest. Racing action features top riders from CCS and Azra as they take on Daytona's challenging 3.51-mile road course. Stroll through the area's largest motorcycle marketplace and enjoy Saturday's Hot Leathers fashion show and bikini contest in Harley-Davidson Thunder Alley. Marketplace admission and parking are free. For race tickets, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is MRN Crew Call. For English, press 1. Hello, we're chuffed to the pieces you've dropped by, love. We have more bits and bobs in store as we chin wag with this lass and laddie. Here's Sammi, Joe, and Rocko.
Welcome back to MRN Crew Call. I'm Sammi Jo Francis with my other half, Rocko Williams, and the Jeff Clark. Now, I don't want to get you in trouble. However, things are a lot different now.
They are.
A whole lot different.
Yep.
I want to ask you what you think a clutch performance on pit road is.
So clutch performance is where the crew, either as a total team or one of the individuals, really makes something happen to save a stop and keep it on track, or to stay in sync with it and set a lightning fast time to be the first car off pit road. That's a clutch performer. And there's kids up and down pit road that do it every week. Sometimes unnoticed, or sometimes they are showcased.
And that is why we have our clutch performer of the week.
Yes, my favorite part of the show. Our clutch performers of the week goes to the 19 car, the Jackman and the tire carrier, Graham Molach and Kevin Harris. These guys are very clutch. They have battled through a lot of adversity and exemplified what you just said, the Jeff Clark, and being super clutch for their team, and very, very good athletes, these
Why
two
specifically
guys.
this week? And that is brought to you by Clutch Coffee Bar, delicious
Specifically this week, just being that they're not one of the top playoff pit crews out there, at the same time, just you can't help but to see their pit stops every single week on the TV.
Regardless of
where they're running, they garner a lot of attention.
That's that mental toughness.
Exactly, and they do a very good job, very impressed. Wish the whole team could get it, but I will find you in Talladega, and I'll make sure you receive your clutch coffee bar coffee. Yes, I'll find you.
So, longevity in this industry. How do you do it? You went from a weekend warrior to doing this on the weeks, and you said you would pay to go to the track.
Early days, before all the hard cards, you would pay for your weekend, your credential, your paper pass as you see it today, your hot pass.
Yeah.
And
the team wouldn't?
No, back in the day there wasn't money.
You got to pay to play.
Pay to play, and that's also a question: are you serious? Do you really want to be here?
Yeah.
You had to earn it every time you thought about it. But anyways, didn't have the nice lunches, the catered food at the track. It was what we called slick meat. It was sandwich meat and bread and our peanut butter and jelly. Right, and we all did well. But today, longevity. It's personal fitness. It's a lot of your on and off track conduct, how you take care of yourself.
Yes.
Stay out of trouble.
Yes.
And then also, during practices, stay focused, stay free of injury. That's huge on the longevity side.
Take care of your body.
Yeah. If you train, stretch, use the trainers, use all these assets that these teams are putting in front of you. The pit facilities today are NFL level training grounds.
There's no excuse.
They're gorgeous, yeah.
There's no excuse on why you can't maintain your body.
What's the difference on training schedule back then versus now?
We would practice maybe once a week if we had time. Nowadays, 4 to 5 days commitment of workout, stretching, the physical fitness. The regimen they carry is huge, and actual reps. Practice on your position, then practice as a team. That's how these teams are really putting together fast times.
All right, the toughest question of all: who's going to win the championship this year?
Wow, put me on the spot. Well, we have 7 teams from Ford in the current round. If I had to pick people that are trending, you got Brad's looking pretty strong, and then after this weekend, I tell you, a surprise is this kid in the 9 car.
That's right, and we will have all the coverage for you. Talladega 250, Saturday at 12:30. That's followed by pole qualifying at 4:30, and MRN has the 1000bulbs.com 500 at 1 p.m. on Sunday. We will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sammy.
You are the best to ever do it, right?
The best that ever did it. The best out there. The Jeff Clark.
Thank you, everyone.